Hi there, Simon from simonwoods.com here, and I'm on Cava today. I've got 4 Cavas. Cava is, well, some people say, oh, it's Spanish sparkling wine. Yes, it is Spanish sparkling wine. I think there's 6 areas of Spain that can call their sparkling wine Cava. Not everywhere can, but the bulk of it, I think like 95% of it, comes from Penedès, which is near Barcelona in Catalonia up in the northeast. And it's made in the same way as champagne, almost exactly the same way, but it's made in a different place and from different grape varieties, so you shouldn't expect it to taste the same. I mean, people who do expect it to taste the same, it's almost like saying, well, okay, I'm making a stew, I'm putting certain herbs in, I'm putting onions in, but I'm going to make this stew with beef, and I'm going to make this stew with pork, and that one with lamb. They don't all taste the same. Different raw ingredients, different flavour at the end, even if the cooking method's much the same. So, yes, Cava. The 3 main grape varieties, Xarel-lo, Parellada and Macabeo. And there's a little bit of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir that's been appearing over the last few years as people, I suppose, have looked to Champagne for a little bit of what should we do next. So, first one I've got, Segura Viudas. Brut Reserva, non-vintage. Give it a whirl. Well, it smells of Cava. Cava doesn't smell like champagne. This smells of citrus fruit, lemon in particular, slightly preserved lemons and earth, almost like a clay-like earthiness. That's a typical Cava smell for me. Yeah, young, bouncy, toasty, quite rich wine. If I've got a problem with it, there's almost it feels like they've made it just a bit too sweet. The flavour I'm left with isn't crisp and refreshing. It starts off crisp and refreshing, but then it goes a bit Mr. Blobby on you, and okay. Shame about that sweetness. It would have been better as a dry wine. Next 3, all from the same winery, the Raventós y Blanc family. Now, the Raventós family, for a long time, they were involved with the group Codorniu, massive sparkling wine company, one of the big 2. Segura Viudas belongs to, I think, the biggest producer, which is Freixenet. Codorniu is the other big one. And the Raventós family, they were owners of the Codorniu company, and then I think in the 80s they got bored with big business. Sold off the business and kept hold of some of their best vineyards and started making their own wines. I've got 3 of them here. So this first one, again, those 3 grape varieties. It's a 2007. This one was a non-vintage, so I'm not sure what how old it would be, but let's give this a whirl. First thing I smell, it smells like it's going to be crisper, drier, more... it's really a wine word, this, more austere, more serious, not quite as bimbo-like as a Segura Viudas. It's going to have a finer, higher cheekbones. Yeah, and it feels like it's certainly quite a bit older. It's got a slightly toasty, bready edge to it. Quite smoky, and that lemon edge is there, but it's not quite as fruit forward as the Segura Viudas, and it's got a really fine, dry, crisp finish. Nice wine. Let's go a step up to the Gran Reserva de la Finca. Finca just means estate. I mean, you might see Finca on some wines from Spain, Argentina, whatever. So it's 2005, and I think this one's got those 3 main grape varieties in, Xarel-lo, Parellada, Macabeo, but I think it's got about 15 to 20% of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir in there as well. So 2 years older, so you're expecting something that's maybe rounder, a bit more mellow, a bit more complex. Let's see. Well, it's funny, on the one before I did get some of that Cava earthiness. Here it's almost gone into a clay-like character. The fruits there, the fruits retreating into the background, and you're getting these more complex characters coming through. Certainly this bready edge is stronger here. Yes, it's richer, but it feels drier, and it's got this character like really dusting of cocoa powder, as if someone sprinkled that on the fermentation vat and just infused it with this tang of dark chocolate. Yeah, a bit of citrus peel there, and yeah, this brioche-like edge there. Very tasty. Which do I prefer? Well, I'm not sure. I thought I like them both. That's maybe the one to celebrate with, but the other is a very nice fish and chip wine. Very happy to have that on a Thursday night with fish and chips. Last one I've got from them, the wonderfully named De Nit, and it's their rosé. So the way in which they get the colour in the wine here, they've got, it's mostly, yeah, those three grape varieties again, but there's a bit of the grape Monastrell, Mourvèdre as it's known in other parts of the world, but here it's Monastrell, and it's the one that gives pink Cava. It's pinkness. I'm maybe not so sure about the colour here. It's almost, the colour reminds me of you know, when you go to the dentist and you have that water that you rinse your mouth out with. It really does remind me of that. But it smells rather nicer than that. It smells like it's got that fresh, earthy edge of Cava, but a red berry infusion has taken place. Oh, that's really nicely balanced pink wine, because sometimes I find with pink fizz, it goes to one of two extremes. It's almost too pale and interesting, and you can't taste any pinkness in there. If you had your eyes shut, you might as well think, oh, it's a white sparkling wine. Sometimes they're just too dry and severe. On the other extreme, you get some wines that really like to be, do you remember that drink Cresta? It's frothy, man. They're just fizzy lolly water. And this sits at a really nice point between those two. It's got the serious backbone, it's fresh, it's crisp. When you've swallowed it, your mouth's left refreshed rather than assaulted. But it's got enough red fruit flavour to let you know that you're drinking something that isn't white. And food friendly. I mean, really nice sausage wine, because it's got enough zestiness and crispness to cut through fat, enough fruit to carry the herby flavours of sausages. I like that. Yeah. Apart from the dental colour, I like it. In fact, I like all those three from Reventos y Blanc. See you soon.